If you live in the Virginia area, please listen up because this information could save your life. There is a mass kidnapper going around kidnapping children. There has been 50 children to go missing in the last 10 days. Mind you, I'm in Virginia. I have not gotten one Amber Alert. In 10 days, 50 children have gone missing. Black and brown at-risk children, and we haven't gotten one Amber Alert. In fact, the fact that I'm hearing about this on TikTok is even crazier. But I need to spread awareness because you need to be safe. Make sure if you're going out at nighttime that you're not going out by yourself, that you're making sure that you're keeping your loved ones updated on your whereabouts. Right now is not a time to be outside playing. Because again, for 50 children to go missing in 10 days is crazy. Like, that's a lot of people. There isn't really any updates other than the fact that these kids are going missing at a massive rate. But at this rate, we really need to kind of lock it in. We need to start requesting answers because it's crazy that 50 kids can go missing in 10 days and we don't even get one Amber Alert. Y'all had 50 chances to at least send out one. Are y'all even looking for them? What the fuck is going on?
Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim that is pushing this truth. And also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. I think I'm going to title this, Your Children Are Not Safe in This Wicked Society. Now we know we're seeking a righteous society. You know, let's grab that in Peter. There's also one in Zephaniah, which is one of my favorite scriptures, where it speaks about how our kids are gonna get to play in the streets, you know, peacefully. Also, is one. No, I'm gonna grab them. Right. Right. So let's grab this first in the book of Peter. And this is why we need a new heaven and a new earth, man. You know, because we won't have a place where children are preyed upon, all right, where children are raped or kidnapped or, sacrificed, all these different things. And Esau is just getting started. And that's because he's losing power, you know. The as his, or let me say this, as his kingdom continue to dwindle, it's just going to get worse. More and more children, you know. Just imagine what's happening to them children that ICE is taking, you know. Them people, they're not going to ever see their kids again, you know. But anyways, it says, go on, man. Verse 12, it says, looking, 2 Peter 3:12, looking for and hasting until the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth where dwelleth righteousness. You see, not a place where you can abort babies, sacrifice kids, you know, be a sodomite, you know. Not a place where children are for a prey. Hey, it was a show called How to Catch a Predator. All right. And predators prey upon the weak, you know. This is Zechariah 8:1. Again, the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I was zealous for Zion with a great jealousy. I was jealous for her with a great fury. Thus saith the Lord, I am returning to Zion and will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem shall be called a city of truth, the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain. And thus saith the Lord of hosts, there shall yet old man and old women dwell in the streets of Jerusalem, every man with his staff in his hand for his very age. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets thereof. You see, that's what's coming. You see? It says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, if it be marvelous in the eyes of the remnant of his people, right, which is the elect in these days, should it also be marvelous in my eyes, saith the Lord? Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will save my people from the east country and the west country, and I will bring them, and they shall dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. They shall be my people, and I will be their God in truth and in righteousness. But the point was at what? Verse 5. And the streets of the city shall be full of boys and girls playing in the streets. So look, our children are going to be safe, man. All right. It says, where is that at? I think it's Isaiah. Before I go on with this lesson. Let me see. Might be 12 or 11. All right, Isaiah 11 and 6. And the wolf also shall dwell with the lamb. The leopard shall lie down with the kid. Right? Which means what? Everything is going to be at peace. All right? You have predators and preys, dwelling in peace. And the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and the little child shall lead them. You see? A cow and the bear shall feed, and their young ones shall lie down together. The lion shall eat straw like an ox, and the suckling child shall play of the hole of the asps, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice den. They shall not hurt nor destroy in my holy mountain, for the earth shall be full of knowledge of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. See, so it's going to be total peace. You're not going to have this madness of 50 children missing, children being sacrificed. See, but Esau is on his last leg. All right. So let's hold this. What's that? Isaiah 47. Let's hold that real quick. That's why these children are coming up missing, because he's on his last leg, Now I had Chat GPT, and and he kind of went into it, when societies go down, or drought or famine, the elites lean more towards what? Human sacrifice. All right, to those deities. I asked him, where did child sacrifice come from? It says child sacrifice appears in human history across multiple ancient cultures, but it did not start in one single place. It seems to have arisen independently in different societies, usually tied to religious beliefs and crisis survival strategies. You see? So, hey, look, this is a crisis survival strategy for Esau. And political control, right? Because look, he might tell you, hey man, you're an immigrant such and such, or call CPS, whatever. This devil is going to be pulling, and they take your kids. You never see your kids again, right? And we know you've been sacrificing people and putting them in the fast food and all those different things, man. It says ancient Near East Canaan. All right, they saying, that's one of the parts where it started. Archaeological and textual evidence suggests some Canaanite and Phoenician communities like Carthage practice child sacrifice to deities such as Molech and Baal, right? And you can find it in the scriptures. It say it right here. The Hebrew Bible repeatedly condemns the practice, Leviticus 18 and 21. And Jeremiah 32 and 35, which suggests it was known and possibly tempting to to neighboring people, which is what? The Israelites, right? And, let's read this too. It says, Mesoamerica, the Mayan and Aztec sometimes offered children to their gods, especially to bring rain to ensure agricultural fertility. And Aztec and cosmetology and sacrifice was essential to keep the universe running. See, and that's why the Lord jacked their ass up. But let's check out some of these scriptures though. Let's hit these. Matter of fact, we get it there. Salakia. Let's check it out. 18. Since they brought it, we're gonna just go to it. Right? It says, thou shalt not, is 18 and 21, thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Lord. Like a perfect example, right? Even if they don't physically pass your kid through the fire, is what? Do Dwayne Wade, right? You got to turn your kid into a homosexual or a damn sex toy, right? And guess what? He's rich as hell. Look at Magic Johnson. He got some 6'8" nigga, richest kid, This dude was supposed to be playing basketball like his father, but that's what you got to do to, be a billionaire, and have clout in this society. So that's another way how they sacrifice kids in this society, man. See, and that's why, all this stuff is coming to light, man. What's that? Not the secret council. Right, seek the hide. Let's put in seek and hide. Because all this stuff is coming to the light in these last days. Oh, man. See if it pop up. 93 verse. It should be. I think it's one in Isaiah. Oh, what? Salakia. I'll look it up. It's looking it up in the NLT. Right? 29 and 15. It says, woe to them that seek to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works in the dark. They say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? And hey, we know you, man. We see it. We see what you devils are doing, man. All right, the Lord have he have revealed it in these last days. What is that scripture? Hold on. I'm gonna have to switch that over too. So when I look for something and look it up in the NLT automatically. Where is that at? If I can't find it. Matter of fact. Oh, that's why I like looking up stuff. In this app. Matter of fact, let me just put in reveal. All right, this is Matthew 10 and 26. It says, fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered, and that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. Right? And the stuff we telling you, right? Hey, and the stuff that's actually coming out, we've been saying these things. But now Esau, he's getting sloppy with his work, and he's on his last leg. So he's running to these gods, man. He's running to these sacrifices, because he can see his power diminishing, He know it. Because why? They tapped in on the left-hand side. So let's scroll down. It says, all right, let's read motivation behind it. Religious appeasement, belief the gods required the most precious offering a child to grant, protection, fertility, and victory. Hey, well, guess what? The victory is what? Him trying to set up his new world order. Crisis respond during famine, war. See, and we at war. Disaster. Some cultures turn to extreme rituals in hopes of changing their fate. You see? That's Esau going to those gods. Social control in some cases. Elites may have used sacrifices to reinforce their power, improve their special relationships with the divine. Right? Those demons, man. It is important to note that not all reports are reliable sometimes. Accusations of child sacrifice was a political propaganda to demonize enemies, like the Romans accusing the Carthage of Christians, of accusing pagans. All right. And they might be right on that too, right? So let's see. That's right. I asked them, tell me about the elites doing it, right? It says when it comes to elites and child sacrifice, the historic pattern is that is when the practice did occur, it was often led as sanctioned or at least overseen by the highest ranking people in society. All right. Right. So that's who's into these things, man, mainly. People in the movie industry, music industry, politics, the governors, the senators, your presidents, okay? The different world leaders, they're into these things. And when they meet up, you know what they do? After they had those little beans, they go sacrifice little babies. They go kill little babies, man. They go drink the blood of little babies. That's what they do. People will say, oh, I don't believe they do. Look, you don't have to believe it. Hell, what's those 50 kids? And that's not the only incident. It was an incident in Cleveland where something happened like that. And they said it was maybe, I want to say 500 kids that came up missing, I could be over-exaggerating. Maybe 100 or 200. Hell, that's a lot, whether it's 5 or 200. Just coming up missing off the streets. And that was last year. So Esau is scrambling. He's scrambling, man. Let's say, hold on. The devil have but a short time. He has a short time, man. So he's doing these things, even on the spiritual side. He's going crazy with these sacrifices, man. Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And Esau, hey, he's always been into these Canaanite gods. Hey, that's why he took them Canaanite wives, man. It wasn't just because he wanted that skin back, or that skin color back. He was into those gods. He went and got them Canaanite. He was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get into that. Even when you watch some documentaries, right? Me and the brothers, we was talking about this. You always have Esau there drinking blood with him, putting the little marks on them on their skin and all that shit. Him and Ham got like a fucking left-handed wicked bond, But what does the scripture say? I'm telling you, that's why he went and got those Canaanite women, man. He probably looked at them, and then he freaky too. Seen them with their titties out. Like, look, man, I'm gonna go get with them Canaanite women with that bowl in her goddamn lip. And I'm gonna freak off on her, and I'm gonna learn how to worship those gods. Then it says also in the book of Habakkuk, the spirit that is in him is not upright. So of course he's going to lean to those Canaanites. Even though Isaac, didn't want this devil to, he still did it because it's in him. According to this, Psalms 58:3, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. You see? That's why, man, he's estranged from the womb, man. That's why he got with those with them Canaanite women, man. That's why he's into these things, man. Let me see. So I ain't gonna read through all this. It says if you want, I can go deeper into how the elite led sacrifice was connected to keeping power in ancient societies. Basically, had became a tool to fear. And I told him, please do. Let's see what we got. In most ancient religions that accept human sacrifice, their more precious offering, the greater the perceived spiritual impact. For a ruler or a high priest of their own child was the ultimate signal. Or if they got, that's why in Hollywood, right, some of them got to sacrifice them kids, right? And it's usually like their sons or their firstborn. I can name one, John Travolta. But some actually killed their fucking kids, or they came up dead. It was a child sacrifice. It says, I am so committed to the gods, I will give my own flesh and blood. This framed them as uniquely as pious and chosen, elevating their status above all others. See? And that's what you got to do in this society too, So let's scroll down. Because I don't want to read all this. Which it is a good read, but this video ended up being the whole hour. Let me see what I can find in here. All right, I'll read this bottom line. Elite-led child sacrificing wasn't only about religion. It was about locking in hierarchy where the ruler's authority was questionable. It leveraged most extreme human act to create a climate of awe, fear, dependence. In the ancient mind, if a king or priest was willing to give up their own or take someone else's for the good of the nation, the leader was operating on divine plane that no ordinary person could challenge. So, which is sickening, They saying, look, if that individual do that, he really cares about the nation, So let's read Isaiah 47. We close up after that. It says 47:12, Isaiah. Stand now with thy enchantments, with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so, thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. As a matter of fact, let me slow it down. Stand now with thy enchantments, with all the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. Right, a perfect example, right, from thy youth. What you think Esau was doing when he got with them Canaanite women, right? And he still got them practices today. That's why these kids is coming up missing. If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so, thou mayest prevail. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels, right? Because why? You got to go and get all these kids, man, make all these sacrifices. But yet, there's no light at the end of that tunnel. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let all the astrologers and stargazers and monthly prognosticators stand up. and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. And that's what this devil is trying to do. He's trying to, wiggle out of this, or trying to, save a little time, man. But hey, he's at his end. So with that, give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth, and also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. Peace.